All right, all right. Hello, everyone. Get in here. Get in here. Yes, we are about to get messy. It's about to be round 15. Ding, ding. Okay. Between Sydney Sweeney and Zendaya. Now, we have, or I'm not going to say we, because I ain't watched it. I ain't got a subscription for nothing. I never watched it. I never got into it. Um, Euphoria season, is it 3 or 4? The first episode has finally aired after um was it a year, maybe 2 years of angst, because people thought it was never going to come, because I believe one of the main cast members, he passed away unfortunately due to a drug overdose. And then rumors was going around that a lot of the cast was leaving. um that Zendaya and Sam Levinson fell out, that he was being canceled, possibly because of some things that came out about him, and some essay allegations, I believe. I feel like that was something that came up. And then also people were saying that, which I've done a reading on recently. I you can see it here in the iCard. Wrong way. You will see it up here at the iCard. I did a reading on Zendaya and the Sydney Sweeney fallout, and people are saying that these two girls just do not get along, whether it is political ideologies or it's just they don't get along because their characters are so different now. Their actual characters, not the characters that they play in Euphoria, are so different now, and so they just kind of see each other on opposite sides of the aisle, and they're not seeing eye to eye. Whatever the case may be, we are going to see in this reading, and I'm also going to be doing a reading to see what's going on with the energies between Sam Levinson and Zendaya, because they both were, from what I understand, they were part of the creative process. I believe one was like the creative producer or director, and one was the writer of the show. So yeah, I want to see what has further transpire in this whole debacle that is Euphoria, because it is not bringing upon euphoric feelings for people. And I do actually hear quite a few people dragging season 3 or season 4. I'm not sure, because again, I don't watch the show, but a lot of people are dragging what the show has become, and saying like it is really speaking very loudly about Sam Levinson's and Sydney Sweeney's character. Now, whether that is just people being very hyperbolic or whatever the case may be, that is for you all to judge, because I don't watch the show, but I am here for the drama, okay? So, with that being said, let me also reiterate for those of you who are new here. Hello, hello. Thanks for checking me out. Those of you who are returning, you know what I'm about to say, so you can say it with me. Think of me as a spiritual translator, okay? That means that there's going to be some things that I am going to misinterpret or mistranslate, but I do try my best to give the full or the wholeness of the message or the point of the message across to you as best as I can. However, because I, the mouthpiece, am human and prone to being wrong, all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so as long as you're along for the ride, you're buckled in, and you have your power of discernment turned on, we shall proceed forward with this reading. If not, I invite you to click off and find something else to watch. Okay, because there's a million and one things on YouTube you can watch. For those of you who are choosing to stick through this with me and watch forward, I thank you. But let's shuffle first, and we're going to get into the girls. I'm going to do Sam Levinson for last, and we're going to look at the girls first, okay? I believe, you know what? No, I'm just going to say that you got to go watch the other reading. I'm not going to rehash that here, but let's see. Oh, she's definitely judging her. Don't have full feelings for her there. This is Zendaya's energy here. We are talking about against Sydney Sweeney. Let's see Sydney Sweeney's energy here. That does not count. Ugh. Okay. Sorry, I can't count all of those. Okay, happy baby. That's interesting. She's getting the sun here. Okay, is this one card? Oh, it is combative. Okay. I'm gonna let that stick. It's the Five of Swords. That is mental combat here. I heard Mortal Kombat. Okay, but oh, okay. So first and foremost, off the bat, Zendaya is very much judging Sydney Sweeney. For what? I can't really hone in on what it is. I feel like I know what it could be alluding to. Like some people think it's probably like her political. I don't think that's Zendaya's big gripe with her. I think it's her personality. I think she feels like allegedly, again, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. I think Zendaya feels like Sydney Sweeney has a very disagreeable personality. It's very disagreeable for her. Like, I think she just like, we won't click. Like, you think like this, you think up is down, and I think down is up. Or, you know what, let me rephrase it. You think up is down, and I think down is down. Like, we're arguing about, is the sky blue? It may be blue today. It could be gray tomorrow. It could be green if a tornado is about to come in. Like, what do you want from me? The sky is always changing colors, but if we can't agree that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, what are we talking about here? And so I think she just sees her as having a very disagreeable personality. And I don't think she has the best feelings about her because we do have the Five of Cups also coming up here for Zendaya's energy towards Sydney Sweeney. So I think she's kind of like, there's no love lost here. And I do think there is some mental games being played here, not only just because we have the swords here, but because particularly this is coming up with the Five of Swords. To me, that is reading is reading like 3D chess. This is it's reading like um mental gymnastics. Like, are you like, in the words of Remy Ma, are you dumb? Like, that's the energy that I'm getting here with the energy between them. And I think she really just feels like you are not portraying a character anymore. That really is you, bro. That's you at this point. Whereas, oh, is there also a thing where it's like, mm, allegedly, cover your eyes. Oh my God, don't cover your ears, cover your eyes. Does Zendaya feel like she's a one-dimensional actress, that she is not as talented? Like, you play the same character because that's you. Oh, the shade. Okay. That's just me. Okay. I'm gonna say Zendaya. That's just me saying that. Okay. Wink wink nudge nudge. Sydney Sweeney is coming up here with the Sun card. Now, first and foremost, it could be happiness. It could be that there is no shadiness to it. But I also think about when I see the sun, because especially because it comes after the moon, it's exposure. It's bringing things that's done in the dark to the light. And I think she feels, and I believe I've said this before, I think she feels as if there is a dark side, or there is a side of Zendaya that people are not seeing and she sees, that people don't realize, and she has realized. She has pulled her card about it, and she is very much vehemently like standing on business about it, for whatever this issue is, whatever this exposure she feels like Zendaya needs to be exposed about, because she's like, okay, boo, I see you and I raised you too. To me, the sun is giving more so exposure. I think she is set on exposing Zendaya. I will also say here that for the underlying energies, we do have the High Priestess. So to me, this is a lot of, especially with these being two women, it feels like what they call it, women's intuition. Very like, I may not have, I can't put my finger on it quite yet. I don't have proof for it. I can't say exactly what it is, or I can't put a name to it, but I can describe what it is that you're doing, and other people will understand. This feels like there's a popularity game or something going on behind the scenes. It's kind of weird. We also have the Fool card coming up here as well. And then we also have the Four of Cups, the apathetic card coming up in reverse here. Stepping out on intuition, but you're ignoring something. You're being apathetic to something. Stepping out on intuition. Are they ignoring somebody's feelings in this situation? With the Four of Cups? I don't know what that is. Okay. Let's get some more clarity on this rift between Sweeney and Zendaya. What is going on here? Hey, again, I'm getting two cards here for Zendaya. I have the Hunter and the Ring. I think that is so funny. Let's see if these two are actually meant to drop out here. Y'all, it's about a man, a man, a man. They breaking dishes. Okay, let me stop before I get in trouble. Okay, what is this one? Ooh. Okay. So this time I actually got two cards for Sydney Sweeney. I have the Forest and then I have the Vessel. And then let's see. I have the Womb. Now I don't think it's actually talking about the womb. I think it's talking about feminine energy and things like that, or feminine wiles. Um, so I know this is reading the shaman, but the glaring image from this for me is that there's this big diamond that's on this. And to me, it makes me feel like I wonder if this is in regards to Zendaya's marriage or engagement, her boyfriend, Tom Holland. Because I know there was some things going around, some blind items alleging that Sydney Sweeney tried to hit on Tom Holland, and that didn't work out the best, and word got back to Zendaya about that. I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it. I just remember hearing about it a while ago, and yeah, I didn't want to give it too much credence because it is a blind item, and even though we often know sometimes the blind items be spot on, sometimes they can be very much wrong. At least from what we see in the public, they can be very much wrong. However, we do see the Force and the Vessel here. And so for me, it kind of feels as if, how can I put this? So to me, it kind of feels like with the Force and the Vessel here, Sydney Sweeney, again, I said this with the Sun, she feels that there is something that's, okay, basically in a sense, she feels like there's something that she gets looked down upon for. But whereas when Zendaya do it, people are like, yes, beautiful gowns, gorgeous gowns. People are giving her all the accolades and throwing flowers and putting her on this pedestal and all this other stuff. And then she's like, okay, well, but when I do it, people aren't giving me my flowers. People aren't rolling out the red carpet for me. People aren't giving my, applause. Like, why is it okay when she does it and not okay when I do it? And I think Sydney Sweeney is not aware that she has a branding issue. It's probably like the softest way I can say it. I think there's a branding issue. There is a marketing issue, a personality thing that is going on here when it comes to her um the packaging that she's trying to sell the public. I think she kind of leaned in really heavy one way and was really expecting it to go turn out a totally different way, and little did she know it kind of like backfired on her. um Again, when I was up here singing about it's about a man, it's the man. um I don't know if this is a thing because I have gotten this in other like female celebrity readings before. And I've stated something like this before in the previous reading that I did. I think it was about Nikki, where it's like, um, it almost seems like women in the industry. I said this about Nikki reading and a Beyonce reading actually. It feels like it's something about the women in the industry feeling beholden to a man to protect them, like be their gatekeeper. I would say it's more so like being their pimp. I hate to kind of like say it in such a vulgar way, but it's kind of like be their pimp, be their protector, their provider, their gatekeeper. When it comes to the industry, because I don't know, it's like yes, they look to the women to kind of like make the world go round when it comes to the industry. They always like exploiting the women, but the men are the one who's kind of like calling the shots essentially at the end of the day. And I feel like she feels like maybe Zendaya lucked up because she kind of got like a good guy, whereas with her she's like not so much that she feels like she doesn't have a good guy either. I'm not gonna get in the middle of that one because that's a whole nother thing. But it's just kind of like, okay, you lucked out. You did the same thing I'm doing now. It just happens to be that you lucked out or you kissed your frog, your Prince Charming a little earlier than I did. So how dare you judge me for it when you kind of did the same thing? But maybe it wasn't exposed a lot, or maybe it wasn't being overly critical or being, put under a microscope because, I have the reputation of being like the bad get around girl in Hollywood, whereas you have like the goody two shoes image or whatever the case may be. I think that's pretty much the rift that is coming on here with these two. And I really can see both sides of it. And I'm not both sides in this argument at all, because if I had to pick a side at the end of the day, I'm jumping the bridge because I don't want either one of their side. But if I had to, guns pointing to my head, I'm going Zendaya. Just because I wouldn't trust Zendaya. I wouldn't trust Sydney Sweeney to piss on me to put out a fire if I was on fire. Just to be honest. Okay. Again, that judgment card, the judge is also coming up here for the underlying energies. They are very much judging each other. I got my eye on you. You are, look, the storm. It is something going on between these two. I don't think we are surprised by that at all if you have been paying attention. And I don't see them getting over it anytime soon. This feels like some deep-seated rivalry stuff going on here. Okay. Oh, did I talk about the womb? What I was getting for the womb? Hold on, wait. I have to see. Okay, so no, I didn't address what I got for the womb. Sorry. I know that was probably a weird jump for you all, but the womb here, especially with the Five of Swords, is feeling very Cold War like. It's feeling very proxy war ish. But more so than anything, I think it's that Hollywood darling energy. Is Are they fighting for? I want to say it's like Hollywood darling, or it's like the number one spot for the Hollywood girl that's going on in here. Because I wonder if there's a thing of like, okay, you have the okay, I'm just gonna put it bluntly. I feel like Sydney Sweeney feels like she has the Hollywood darling girl looks. Like, I have the sex appeal, but she has the personality or the character that Hollywood wants to push or something like that. And so it's kind of like it's this battle between I don't want to say good versus evil, but like the physical versus the spiritual, or the physical versus the emotional thing that's going on here. It's like, okay, I have the bombshell look, but yet you're getting propped up, and maybe she has been under the impression that, you know, the look is usually what takes you further, but that hasn't been getting her very far. I think it's been keeping her talked about. I think it's been keeping her out there, but it's not been the leg up she was hoping it was going to be. So yes, now that we have that out the way, let's see what's coming up here between. Let's pull cards between the three. More importantly, we're gonna look at Zendaya and Sam Levinson, because I want to know what's going on with that relationship there. Hmm. Okay, I wanted another card for him, and I'm kind of getting like three, but I'm not going to count that because this is actually the one that wanted to come out. So for Sam Levinson, I am getting the Two of Swords in the upright, and I am getting the Four of Pentacles in reverse when it comes to his energies with Zendaya. And for Zendaya, what energies are we getting for her in regards to Sam Levinson? I think that's the creator's name of Euphoria. Oh, Knight of Swords. Oof. See, look, that sun wants to come out again. Let's see. Is there one more card that want to come out? Yep. Okay, what is this one? Ooh, she is saying fall away from Mr. Levinson, or as much as possible. I want to keep it strictly business and go on from there. Why do I feel like my camera is steady, like, drifting off to the side? Okay. It's really this one that wants to fall out. But what are these? Oh, Three of Pentacles. The sake of working together for the show. Ace of Swords. It has been a hard working with one another. Um, I think this is going to be the last season. We do have the World card coming up here. Feels like something is being completed. I think they're happy to have been wrapping this up. And then I also get the Magician here with coming up in reverse. Speaking of manipulation, but the more important card is the one that actually wants to come out, and this is the Six of Swords here, right? Yeah, the Six of Swords coming up in reverse. Um, did they not want to work together for this season? Or did they hardly work together for this season? Because with the Six of Swords, it's usually like getting over turbulent waters into better times, or like kind of like getting over the hump of the rainbow. You're getting over the mountaintop, and now you're coming down. It should be easier. But it feels like to me, for the sake of money or because of contractual reasons or whatever the case may be, they were forced to work together and get this done. And I don't think they were looking forward to working with each other or finishing this out. I think that's why it took so long for this next season to come out. I think they, I think and I think that's also why she really ramped up a lot with the other movies and stuff that she was doing, because she was like, I'd rather do anything else besides working with him right now. I'd rather be booked and busy elsewhere, because no. And I think he has a problem with that. I would not be surprised if he threw a monkey wrench in one of her projects somewhere, or for the scheduling or something. Cause yeah, for her, we're getting the Hermit in the upright. This is kind of like I am um isolating myself on purpose. You didn't push me out. I'm isolating myself because I don't want to be involved. I believe she is a Virgo, and this is a sign of Virgo. She is very much in her Virgo bag when it comes to him. And then we also do have the Knight of Swords coming up here in reverse. I am not rushing back into this. I very much was taking my time and thinking things through doing this because I did not um there was no rush to me because I had other things, other priorities, whatever the case may be. We do see here for Sam Levinson, though, we do see the Four of Pentacles and then the Two of Swords. I think he was concerned, or he felt like she was trying to. This almost feels like some Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively issue going on here, where he kind of felt like she was kind of coming in and trying to take over his baby, and he didn't like that. And he maybe was trying to pull a I'm the boss around here. You're gonna do what I tell you to do, kind of thing. And I think there also was a concern here about the money and things like that that comes up with this, or one person ain't gonna stop nothing, and it feels like there's so much coming out with this. It feels like money was on the line, ego, being overblown is a thing that's coming up here. A tough decisions, very much something that's coming up here. There's is there something going on with his reputation? Because I keep getting something about that too, like something about a reputation. Okay, underlying energies. Again, the world. Oh wait, I pulled from the top. Okay, we have the Tower. It didn't end on good terms. We also have the King of Swords. I think they had words. Queen of Pentacles. Is he an air sign? Because she is a Virgo. So I'm assuming the Queen of Pentacles is her. It don't have to be, but I'm assuming it's her. And the Tower coming up here. To me, this is very much like, I don't care, you can have it. I will walk. Like, you can do whatever you want with this funky little show. Because this is probably all you really have going for you at this point. I have other things going for me. Like, I feel like she's been playing a mind game with him and Sydney Sweeney this entire time. Um, let's see what else is coming up here. He is getting empty room. Ooh. She is getting the venom. Woman scorn much? Here we go. Oh, the bridge. See, look, this is just something we got to get over at this point. We gonna get through. We got to get over to get through. All right, I'm trying to pull the cards from the bottom off too, so I don't have to pick up the pile again. Um, what is the empty? Okay, hold on. What did the empty room say in the book? I have to look back at this one because I want to say it's something dealing with like, is the elevator not going all the way to the top? But I don't think that's what this is dealing with. Oh, okay. Ugh. So this dude deal with addiction, insatiability, um, more for more's sake. It also speaks to potential, possibility, and spaciousness. Okay. Um, ain't nothing but air and opportunity, baby. But she's coming up here with the venom. Um, I feel. Why do I feel like she is playing? She is playing a long game when it comes to him and Sydney Sweeney. Like she's like, I will let you all think that you won right now. I will lose this battle to win the war. I'm okay with that. Is there a scandal about an addiction going on with him too? Let me know in the comments. I feel like there's something that's coming up here. Okay, we do have the seed, so something that has been started. We do have the maiden, something, and it shall grow, and then starborn. That's crazy. The seed, the maiden, and the starborn. Okay, and y'all can call me crazy. Is he trying to make Sydney Sweeney the bigger star on the show? Has she been getting more airtime? Do we know? Or has she been given more airtime this season than Zendaya's character? I don't know how it goes on there. I feel like before Sydney Sweeney probably had like few scenes here and there, but you knew Zendaya was going to be on the show. I don't know if she has like the bigger character or whatever the case may be, but I wonder if there's something here where they are pushing Sydney Sweeney because her and Mr. Levinson are at odds with one another. And I wonder if he's pushing other people to be kind of like the big showrunner for the show this season, to kind of feel like he's sticking it to her. And little do he know, it's like, yes, she wanted that. She wanted to kind of like draw back on her time, whether it was because she is delegating her time somewhere else, or whatever the case may be. And I think that's also probably why the Four of Pentacles is coming up with him too. There was a lot of like empty spots or spaces or rewriting maybe that took place because of her scheduling, and he was concerned about that. And maybe Sydney Sweeney stepped to the plate, or maybe he encouraged her to kind of step up to the plate, to kind of be the, hey, we if you do this and do this, I'll cut you in on a deal for this and this and that, or something like that, or it'll help with your exposure or whatever the case may be. It'll help with your star power. I feel like something along those lines is coming up here with this reading. Yeah, good luck to the Euphoria cast. For those of you who love the show, let me know if I am somewhat right on this, or if I was heading in the right direction. Am I hot? Am I cold? Let me know. Um Anything? I feel like something else wants to come through, but I don't think it's gonna come through clear right now. But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this reading up here. Let me know what if there was something here that I stated that kind of like had the light go off for you, and share it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. With that being said, if you like this reading, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more readings like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, selecting it to all, so you can see the next time I upload. Wish you all a great day or night wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here, for watching, for staying tuned to the end, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.